Y'all ever notice that the Washington Monument looks absolutely nothing like George Washington? I know, right? What were they thinking? France calculating how much Germany should pay for the World War I war reparations. 248 plus 208 equals 4,416? Wait, so people can say whatever they want? Yeah. Oh, let's give them guns. Lamau, this country's gonna be lit. The literally too angry to die squad. Oh yeah, Teddy Roosevelt. He was one of the greats who just refused to die. He was too angry. Medieval cities in cartoons. Medieval cities in reality. You know, I'll stick with the cartoons myself. Norway in the Middle Ages, Norway in the rest of history, Norway now. Pixar accidentally deleting 90% of Toy Story 2, the animator with backups on her home computer. This is a real story and it's very fascinating. I recommend you look it up. Hello? Yes, this is Dog. Your wife was launched into space. Oh no. I'm punk, so I must rebel. I'm Asian, so I must like maths. I dye my hair crazy colors, so I must be looking for attention. I'm a road, so I must lead to Rome. When you cross 300 meters of no man's land in under 5 hours and only break down twice, I am Speed. Where's this car's prequel? A German soldier and British soldier confronting each other in World War I like, you're just a child. Well, you're just a teenager. After getting late to class, George Danzig copied from the blackboard 2 problems thinking they were homework and then solved them. They were actually 2 famous unsolved statistics problems, which earned him his PhD. His teacher, George Danzig. Cool bug facts. The highest honor in journalism is being murdered by the CIA. Cool. British people be like, I'm British. We just say the T in a very high pitch that Americans cannot hear. After the incident in Boston, we always hide our T's. Establishing dictatorships, destroying dictatorships. The United States. Actually, the Civil War was really about states' rights. A state's right to what? Go ahead, we're listening. France, I can explain. The Louisiana Purchase. The land is now worth $1.2 trillion and you offered me only $15 million? The Alaskan Purchase. You offered me $7.2 million for what is now worth $37 billion. Treaty of that word? You guys are getting paid? Nostalgic person. I wish we could go back to the good old days. Literally every historian. Ancient Celts when the sun shines through their cool rock pile and the pig is ready for slaughter. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. That feeling when you went to space a Soviet and came back a Russian? Millennials are the gayest generation in history. Classical Greece. Am I a joke to you? So there's this really small island, yeah, and there's like 3 different cultures on it, okay, and they all hate each other, and the weather is terrible, gotcha, and now they're going to conquer a quarter of the world. I'm sorry, what? John Lennon after making a song called Working Class Hero as he makes hundreds of millions of dollars. I too am extraordinarily humble. To this day, the most unrealistic thing Disney ever did was portray Zeus as a loving family man. Zeus. Era. Literally anyone else. People. This is the closest we've ever come to World War III. Cuban Missile Crisis. Am I a joke to you? Native Americans. Can you just let us live on our ancestral land that we own, America? Okay. Psych, Oklahoma is your home now. Imagine being described as capital of the world, but not even being the capital of your own state. This meme was made by the Rome Gang. America sure is having some bad luck. It's almost like it was built on an ancient Indian burial ground. DC is so old that it was around when boner meant stupid mistake. Meanwhile, at the Joker's hideout, so they laugh at my boner, will they? I'll show them how many boners the Joker can make. Italians in World War II. Italians in New York City. 48 US states. A unique shape of our land is a great way to have an identity of our own. Colorado and Wyoming. I'm gonna get close to this group of humans. What's the worst that can happen? Thousands of years later? We do not have Wi-Fi. Talk to each other, pretend it's 1995. Former Yugoslavians. USA talking about freedom and democracy. USA spreading freedom and democracy. Romans. We don't like kings. Augustus. What if I'm a king but I call myself an emperor? Romans. You son of a bitch, I'm in. When you're a teacher in 1950 and see a student picking up the pen with left hand. Hi kid, do you like violence? Shooting Teddy Roosevelt. He doesn't die. He refuses to go to a doctor. He gives his speech. He starts mocking your assassination attempt. 17-year-olds in 1945 thinking that they won't have to go to war. The same guy 5 years later in Korea. What we think people from the 14th century would be mind blown by, what they'd really be mind blown by. Yeah. An actual historian explaining that France was good at war, random guy who learns history from memes. My grandpa that died in World War II, me vacationing in Argentina with my mom. 7-year-old Spartans being told they're in the army now. Good luck. Sarah Rector, an 11-year-old black girl who became the richest colored girl in the world in 1913 when oil was found on the land that the government had allotted to her family. By the time she turned 18, Rector was already a millionaire and was so rich that the Oklahoma legislature declared her as a white person. Oklahoma, I would like to award you the highest honor I can bestow. Yikes. The Pope. You think this is funny? Michelangelo painting the gates of hell behind his throne. Never ask a woman her age, a man his salary, or Britain how they got so many artifacts in their museum. If you're gonna make fun of the British, at least spell Britain right. I aim for the stars, but I keep hitting London. Werner von Braun. Belgium in Europe, Belgium in the Congo, Belgium in World Wars. The Brits in Brit history books, the Brits in every other history book. So glad I grew up doing this, not this. Yeah, no, I would much rather be opening Game Boys on Christmas morning. President Kennedy, do you know how to put men on the moon yet? NASA, no. President Kennedy, it'd be a lot cooler if you did. Everybody making jokes, but we lucky the Swiss never entered the World Wars. First man in space, first man on the moon. Yeah, sorry about that, pal. Angela Merkel has just been called the worst chancellor in history. I can guarantee there's at least one worse guy. When you're a woman living in the 1600s and you accidentally do math, the townsfolk burn the witch. Art history, history of science, military history, economic history, r/history memes, military history. You like imperialism, don't you, America? The guy who invented constellations was like, see those 4 stars? That's a bear. And everyone else was just too busy trying not to die from the plague to fight him on it. Japan's capital be like, Kyoto, Tokyo. Africa has thousands of different cultures with tribes varying in size, Europeans drawing the borders. Rectangles. I'm close to breaking this whole thing wide open. Things that killed Roman emperors, natural causes, deodorants, Dove, Gillette, and then you mix them together. Brut, Axe, Old Spice, Lynx, Mum, Right Guard, Arm & Hammer. Really makes you think. It's so badass when people stand in front of they destroyed. That little rat. How the f did Hitler get away with having a sidekick named Himmler? That's like Luigi and Waluigi tier bullshit. People having fought in both world wars and gotten through the stock market crash. Boomers. Brooklyn Supreme, the world's largest horse around 1940. He stood 19.2 hands, 6 feet 6 inches, tall and weighed 3,200 pounds. Jesus Christ, that is a monster. That is not a horse. That is a beast from another realm. Jesus Christ, how you can't ride? Well, maybe like a whole family could ride him, honestly.